Does anybody want to see my back door? Ha, here's a magic trick. I thought Dante was gonna cut. Like he said he was gonna cut into like another scene. Luckily, I was wearing at least was that the no oh. Okay, I don't know.
We'll get there. We'll get there. It's fine.
Yeah, I'm just gonna start clicking things on my screen and act like I'm doing stuff.
Absolutely.
What? What happened?
He was like,
"It's fine."
Hi.
That was absolutely rehearsed.
That was, you see, we had a very good script, so we did it amazingly here. We did it perfectly.
Yes,
amazing.
Pros.
He was like,
Professionals.
what am I doing here? What is this? A camera? You, Mike?
I really forgot. I don't
Are
know.
we live? Are we live right now? Are we live?
Are we live? What's going on? Hi.
I haven't been on stream in so long.
You're gonna lose a little magic there, man. Because sometimes you were like, when you were on your own, you can kind of get the thing going, but you are kind of shy, so you kind of lost it,
kind of
man.
starstruck. I was like, oh my god, there's 5 million people watching right now.
I know we have
not
like
expecting it.
We have like 129 people already watching, so it's a lot of people.
Jeepers, me creepers.
My God.
It's about how you doing, guys, and welcome to another episode of Between Collectors. As you can see, we are between collectors, and we're collectors. You guys are collectors, and you guys watching at home, maybe you may not be collectors, and you kind of watching three guys talking random stuff, and you guys want to just join us. But yeah, here we are, Friday night. Just came back from vacation. Let me tell you, I had a really good time in Jamaica. Celebrated my birthday, of course. Yes, thank you everyone for the birthday wishes. Appreciate that. And I finally was able to watch the Ahsoka show last night. And I have my thoughts about it. I'm going to share that with you guys later in the show. But before I start, I want to say hi to my friends here. It's been, 8, 9 months, probably? 5 years, 10 years. Desi from Metamorphic Customs. What's up, sir? Welcome back.
7 years, 2 months, 3 days, approximately. But good to be here again. Glad to know everyone's still collecting. I know I am. Thanks for having me, man. It's Friday night. Friday nights are good.
It feels like the old times here, man. It feels like the old times, right? Remember that? Those shows that we used to do on Tuesdays?
When I had more time.
Right?
Yeah.
We had more time, yes. Things have changed for sure. And that's something that I want to talk about, how the collecting world has changed. Is this the best time to be a collector? Is this not the best time to be a collector? I wanna get your thoughts about it, because I heard a lot from the community. I saw new collectors coming in, collectors leaving as well. So I've seen a lot the past few months, and I just want to kind of have a show to talk about it, and obviously talk about the new releases, the potential figures that we might see with the Ahsoka show. You'll never. But then we have Easy Company Collectibles in the house. Hello, sir.
Hello. What's going on, guys? Everything been all right? I know I have been. All right, toodles.
So, Easy Company Collectibles, where are you now? What part of the world are you on? Are you in now?
Africa. I moved and got busy. And
the divorce went well?
Not gonna lie. I went back with her because she have a fridge.
And she has a shoe?
One.
Okay, sure, I'm back.
I'm real good right now. Yeah, I can say real good right now. Tomorrow, maybe I'm not gonna be good, but today, okay.
Dude, it's been a long time, man. It's been a long, long time.
I know. Yeah. So my collection has changed. it's changed but remained the same at the same time. What's that mean? I don't know, but here I am.
You have a
Background because I did move, and luckily this is a little bit bigger. So
and you have a new setup as well.
yes,
New
a
office,
setup.
bigger.
I need to make a room tour. I got a new table. I'm gonna put like a little centerpiece table right here. And then a couple new pieces like him, and I got some other ones like right there. But I gotta make space for them.
Yeah, space is the biggest fear, the biggest threat for collectors, my friend.
Right, Desi? We were just talking about that.
Yep. The boxes. The empty boxes, man.
Dude,
Sucks.
only for this statue here, I got 3 huge boxes.
Yeah.
I think that statue has bigger boxes than the Joker.
The for live bust. Yeah, dude,
Yeah.
I'm telling you, when I opened this thing, I was like, so easy, I'm gonna murder you, man. Like, what do you get me to collect into statues now?
No, but you know that thing's one of the best, if not the
Yeah.
best thing in your whole collection.
It is
amazing.
It is amazing. It is
And then just
sick,
looking
man.
at your Dragon Ball, your balls, looks nice.
my balls.
Yeah.
And you know what's funny? I wanted to get Vegeta. I couldn't get Vegeta because sold out, of course. I was waiting for too long, and that's what happens usually. But I got the Jax Do base where I can put the heads, but I don't have a statue. so I just have the base now. But then,
Why?
because I bought it thinking, okay, I'm gonna buy the statue now. And then when I was about to buy the statue, it was sold out. Literally,
You know what I call
Invisible.
that? It's stupid.
It's stupid. I know. But anyway, let me say hi to the people in the chat. We have Universal Key in the house. Good morning.
Hey!
James C, look at that. How you doing, my friend? It's
Hey!
been a long time. How you doing, sir?
Yeah.
We have a Gap Touch Wanda
Hey!
watching at work. Love you guys. It's gonna be a great night. Thank you, sir. Appreciate that.
Safe for work. Completely safe for work.
Yes. FBJ in the house. How you doing, sir?
Hey!
Eric, how you doing, Eric? Hold on, guys.
Oh.
What up with RoboCop? Is he almost to be released? Well, actually, I don't know. No, just kidding. So it is released, but I guess there's no promo pictures yet. And I think they got. I saw a picture again. I don't know for sure, but I saw pictures in the morning
Yeah,
that it was
Yeah.
the pallets were out, but I guess no one has it yet, or maybe they do, but it's not officially released. But it's probably coming soon. I'm thinking Monday. The OG is in the house. Yes, sir. We're back. Edwin Torres, how you doing, sir? Thank you very much. That's not easy. It's a replica. Yeah, that's a replica of easy. His name is Eliberto Xavier Compañero con Collectibles.
What the
That's
hell?
his name. That's his name. That's his name. But anyway, so thank you everyone for tuning in, and this is how we start Between Collectors. Alrighty, so let's talk about. I don't know. There's not much going on this week. There's not much going on this week. I just wanted to have a live stream
Depends
just
on
to.
what you're excited for.
But we can talk about all the things. We can talk about food. We can talk about sports. We can talk about.
Beat picks. Yeah.
We can talk about this, for example. Sabine
yeah.
Wren was teased by Hot Toys. And I mean, I'm not gonna pretend that I know all these characters because I don't, to be honest with you. But after watching the first 2 episodes, I think she's a kind of cool character. I kind of dig in her. Izzy, what are your thoughts about? Well, you haven't seen the show. Did you see the
Nope.
shows?
Nope. I know Rebels. I know.
All right.
Sabine Wren
Thank
from
you, Izzy, for
Rebels.
I hope you have a great day. Thank you very much. Desi, have you seen the show, my friend?
See you, everybody.
I haven't seen the show either, so I'm sorry, guys. I'm just kidding. I did watch the show. Yeah, well, this figure was teased, as you can see here. I didn't know she was a Mandalorian. after one in the show, I mean, they said she was a Mandalorian or she was a Mandalorian, and I kind of it was kind of cool, when I saw that. Very badass character. I think she's pretty cool. I kind of like her. Then we saw her with this outfit without the helmet. I mean, she showed the helmet, but she didn't put it on, obviously. Um, but yeah, I mean, this thing looks pretty good. I mean, so far I like what I see. I really hope that they, officially announce this thing. Maybe they're gonna wait a week, maybe two. I think maybe within 1 or 2 weeks to actually give us more characters. But what are your thoughts about this initial sneak peek? I guess I'm gonna start with Desi.
I mean, for a sneak peek, it's great. It's a really cool character. I haven't seen this new show yet. I made an attempt. It was a failed attempt. But I know her from Rebels. She was a great character. She was the artist per se, right? So I probably have to pick this one up just because of that. And as far as it's just a sneak peek, but it's looking good. They painted her nails and everything. Like, this is looking good, right? Standard affair. Nothing out of this world. Just standard.
Yeah, standard affair. Issy, you've seen the Clone Wars, right? You've seen Clone Wars, Rebels.
Rebels,
She was
yes.
part of Rebels, maybe. Sabine Wren, was it?
Yes.
it?
I got 3 points with this. One, where are her boobies? 2, aren't those 2 things supposed to light up? And 3, we got to wait on that head sculpt.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think it's got to have a head sculpt, right?
It's got to.
Yeah.
And then Hot Toys at this level, I mean, if you screw up, you kind of handing your business away. Since I've been gone, the amount of competiciones that Hot Toys has received with, the figure industry is insane. I have to say, Hot Toys, you can't screw up, even in the brands that other people don't have, because you're just making yourself look stupid.
Tell us how you really feel.
Well said, Easy. And that's something that I want to talk about later as well. We were talking behind the scenes. Is this the best time to be a collector? And then we're gonna touch that topic later in the show. But this one here looks nice. I really hope that they announce this very soon. I was again, I don't know nothing about Rebels or Clone Wars, but when I saw the show, I really like the character. Seems to be that we're gonna see a lot of Sabine Wren in the show, based on what I at least the initial 2 episodes. It was badass. But what I want to do is I want to do like a little exercise. So I'm gonna show you guys some pictures of the Ahsoka show for the first 2 episodes. There are exclusive not private, but exclusive pictures, I guess. And then we're gonna say what are the chances that we're gonna see this happening in the form of figure. Because remember, I don't think we're gonna see every single character of the Ahsoka show. Only if the show does super, super amazing. Like season 1 Mandalorian type of thing, which I don't think it's gonna be that level, but I think it's gonna be a really good show. Definitely, it's gonna be better than Obi-Wan. So far, I like where I saw the first 2 episodes.
Anything could be better than Obi-Wan.
And only the best part from Obi-Wan show was the final fight, right? I think that was the best thing, the whole thing.
Yeah.
But despite the good characters, though, but I think for this Ahsoka, I really like how it started. Like, I kind of felt like it was Star Wars again. The whole thing. It was just felt like Star Wars. But yeah, so we'll wait and see on this one. So now let me show you this, and I think this is gonna be a very easy one for everyone. So I'm gonna start with easy on this one. In the scale of 1 to 10, what are the chances that we're gonna see a new version of Ahsoka? Because bear in mind, so far it is exactly the same as Ahsoka from The Mandalorian. I haven't seen
How many episodes? Did they
changes.
say how many episodes in this first season?
8 or 9, I think.
I think if they're going to drop it on the last episode, there's going to be some banger that Ahsoka adds to her outfit, and then they're going to drop that. I feel like it's going to happen at the end of the season. It will. I mean, people are on the Ahsoka hype. Let's get those pre-orders. That's what I think.
You think so? What else can they add to this Ahsoka, though?
You never know. She doesn't have, from what I know, she doesn't have her staff yet, right?
Not in this one here. So far, didn't show so far.
Maybe that's something she'll pick up later in the show, which is pretty important for her in the series. The staff is pretty cool because, Heavy Mando reissuing with a plastic topper on his hand was big deal. So now add a staff to her, maybe a few other, I don't know, maybe a boob, maybe she gets bigger boobs in the I don't know. You never know what would, Disney. Wow.
You never know. Desi, what do you think? What are the chances that we're going to see another Ahsoka version?
Yeah, on a scale of 1 to 10, like 12. Like this is, I mean, the show is named after her, right? Unless your show is named Andor, you're getting a figure. Right?
Oh,
you're getting a figure, so you'll get another one, right? And the last one sold out, so sure.
You didn't even get one from Rogue One, and then Andor.
Poor guy. That was my favorite Star Wars show, but hey, there you go.
Yeah, it was really good. It was really good.
Yeah, it was really good. It was really good. Yeah, I mean, by looking at the picture, I don't know what else they can add to the actual figure. I mean, again, only first 2 episodes, so there's more to come for sure. But looking at my Ahsoka here.
Oh, you got Ahsoka? Wait, she did.
Yeah.
No, she's already. Never mind.
Yeah. This I don't know, but we'll see. I guess it's too soon to tell, but definitely we're gonna get another Ahsoka version. I mean, they have to, right? But now the question is whether it's gonna be a normal version or it's gonna be a DX like the one that we got from Mando. I don't think it's gonna be another DX. I think it's gonna be a regular deluxe version, but not DX. I think again.
Good point. Yeah.
Now, what about this one here? I'm gonna start with Desi.
No way, they're never gonna make her. Of course
it's not gonna happen.
Of course. And obviously it's gonna come with a. Geez, I think it's gonna come with a head sculpt. That'd be really weird if it didn't, right? But yeah, I think it's definitely coming. It'll probably get announced next week or maybe in 2 weeks. Somewhere in the middle of the show, however many episodes.
If they teased that much of the figure already, it's way close. Like next week.
JC Honk's probably still painting the master prototype, and as soon as he gets it out,
my biggest fear is that they're gonna screw up the head sculpt.
My thing is the hair sculpt.
Yeah,
because they're not gonna root. I mean, this is obviously not gonna be one of their flagship characters like Annie. I'm sure Obi-Wan's gonna get that flagship treatment. But this type of character is not going to get that, and it's going to be sculpted. And the weirdness is that purple hair. How are they going to blend that? How are they going to shape shift it? I'm sure they will. Though.
It's going to be metallic purple.
It's going to be metallic purple. Plus, at the beginning of the show, she had long hair too. Could that be that they will give us 2 versions of her? Or that would be too much to ask?
No.
Is this the boy version? Where's the tits? I feel like Rebels gave her justice on her chest.
Just kind of flat.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on. I just look at that and I feel so weird. It's like Justin Bieber.
Oh my god! Oh my god!
I don't know. I'm like, how you doing, boy?
How do we go from freaking Sabine Wren to Justin Bieber, man? Like,
look at her.
That's messed up. Yeah, I mean, we saw it, right? So very, very likely. Now the question is, like Desi mentioned before, whether we're gonna see it with a head sculpt or not, because sometimes Hato decides to cut corners. Like what happened with Axe Wolves. I don't know if it was licensing issues that they couldn't get the head sculpt done, or maybe it was because they said, "Fuck it, I'm not gonna waste my time on making a head sculpt
like
for
a corner cut." Really?
Yeah, I think so. I think that was a corner cut. I mean, what do I know? But this was a little harder, man. Like she's a main character.
Yeah. I still believe
traditional Star Wars characters, so they would never dare to cut on this corner.
Right. And this is, I mean, she has her own show with the Rebels, right? So I will think that this one will look very good with the Mando Ahsoka as well. Because, that to me, that Ahsoka is fantastic. Really good. Okay, so this one, obviously, we're going to get that one for sure. What about this one here?
That's my little crush.
She's beautiful, though.
Mm-hmm.
Like that or without that?
I like the little gummy bears on her little chest. It's nice.
Gummy bears.
You always need a snack, right? Like, you just demote yourself.
or an Advil or a NyQuil. You just gotta, pop out of one of those things in case you get a sore throat.
Yeah, you never know.
Let me go back to this one because I want to answer that question. Long hair or short hair? Why not two head sculpts?
No, you guys.
No, go.
Desi was about to say something. Go.
I was gonna say you could do. I don't think they'll do two head sculpts, but like the interchangeable hair, we've seen that.
That's what I was about to mention with the Luke.
Mhm.
So and it's been, I think, quite a few characters had that pop off head feature, even non-Star Wars characters. So yeah, why not? But Hot Toys, they give you less for more, and nice. Yes.
But I think, I don't know if that's gonna be possible. One, because we know Hot Toys cannot. I mean, let me kind of rephrase this, so I don't want to get people offended by this. But with this Artisan Edition, the new line that Hot Toys is trying to do now with rooted hair, if they're gonna do Sabine Wren two head sculpts with sculpted hair, I don't know if that's gonna be a good call, in my opinion. I think they're gonna do. I can see them do two things: either do this version like this with the short hair, sculpted, or do the long hair version with the helmet. Not this helmet, but the helmet that she was wearing when she was driving the speeder bike, and give you with the speeder bike as well. That one I can see happening too. Have two different versions.
Hot Toys been having speeder bike fever lately.
Right.
Indeed.
Right. And that was a pretty cool speeder bike too. So I will not rule that out, my friend. Knowing Howie, that he's like, I want your money. I want your money.
What? Yes.
Money talks.
And this will be the first Twi'lek, right? If they make one of her.
That'll be my last one. You know what I'm saying? How you doing? Even McGregor is gonna get pissed at me, but
I know.
Yeah, right now.
He doesn't have to know.
Yes, yeah. She's another really good character too. So far I've been liking all these characters, man. All of them. And this one here, she's from Scott Pilgrim, right? She's the actress from Scott Pilgrim. Have you seen that movie?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
She looks like a figure in this image.
I know, right? She looks like a life-size statue.
Looks like the actual. That's what the figure's gonna look like.
Surprise breaking, everyone. This is the Hot Toy.
Entertainment exclusive.
Yeah.
All right. If they do this figure, pleather or leather?
Oh, pleather.
Definitely pleather.
I know, right?
Awesome.
Unless they cut corners. They always cut corners anyway.
All
right. So what are the chances you're gonna see this one?
They're gonna make it. What are the chances?
Yeah.
100.
Yeah.
100.
Do you concur, Desi?
I don't know. I give it an 8. That's pretty strong, right? 8 out of 10 chances.
Yeah.
That's strong.
Yeah.
I will go with Desi. I will probably say 8 out of 10 too.
Oh, they're definitely making this gal. How could they miss up on this one? It's one of the main babes.
That's true, but I don't know, man. So again, Hot Toys sometimes do things in a weird way, right? Like they didn't give you any figure from Endor, right? To my knowledge,
but they gave us those bugs,
and
from
they
who
give
knows
you
what Chinese TV. You remember them bug figures?
Oh, is that the Kamen Riders, right? Is that what you're talking about?
I don't know.
Is that what it's called? Sorry, it's not.
It's some bug figures, and I'm like, why are you doing this to us, Hot Toys? We didn't ask for some bugs. I don't know. She looks cockeyed right there. Oh yeah, she kind of is.
Well, she kind of is looking at. Yeah,
she's looking at.
So what about this one here?
I didn't even see this show, so I have no idea.
I don't know her name. So if you guys know in the chat, please let us know.
Looking girl is.
She's cool looking. So is what's his name? Ray. Is it Ray Winstone? No, is it? Yeah,
the guy who died.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that guy's sexy. That's too bad he's dead though.
It's in his eyes.
It's probably Daisy, you know me.
No, she's cool looking, and he's cool looking too. Like I think these would make great figures. Are they going to make them? This is where I start to say I don't know. I mean, look at Obi-Wan, right? They made a lot of figures, right, from that series. Even Mando season 3, right? Like they made significant figures. So this, yeah, there's a chance, but I still think there's a higher chance of getting Hera, than these two characters.
Shati. That's what
I don't.
Gap said. Shati. Maybe
Yeah.
that's the name. I'm
Shati.
terrible with names.
Cool.
But
I like it.
Yeah, this one looks pretty cool too. Whether they're gonna make it or not, I don't know, man.
I don't know. I'm just like I'm guessing. What 70% chance? Well, Hera had 80% chance. Still pretty good, right? It
But
really depends on how the show. Like, get to the middle of the show. Like once you've got 4 episodes released, see how audience
Right.
feedback.
Right. What do you think, Desi? I mean, Easy. Chances are good or low on this one.
Very low, just by looking at the way she's looking.
It's okay. It's purrs, right? It's got the purrs eyes,
Right.
and
The person not working fine.
it's not stuck in.
This one they're gonna do 100%.
This big Mustafa guy, hell yeah!
They're gonna make this guy 100%.
He's just holding his lightsaber, and they're just shooting at his lightsaber.
No, right?
You know how hard it is to hit that, but they're hitting it.
They're hitting the lightsaber.
You guys just walking straight and everyone's shooting the lightsaber. They're kind of like, all right, guys, we have a plan. What's the plan? Let's shoot the lightsaber. We can get this guy. All right, let's do it. No
If we
one's
shoot
gonna
it, it'll
hurt.
turn off.
They should hire John Wick to fucking kill these guys, man.
John Wick would be.
John Wick always goes to the head.
I like to pinch crab. We'd be walking around like a crab on the beach. But this guy is like super, like sick ass, kick ass, badass. You know.
Dude, I'm telling you, yeah.
I love this character. I haven't even seen the show yet, and I absolutely love this character. I love how detailed the rebel soldiers are. Look at that
I know.
fancy blue. I wish they would make some of these like Sideshow did. Remember, like they made the rebels. They made the damn Cantina band. They made like people you saw in the background. Like, who was this? Well, we got a figure and
some guy wearing jeans in the background. Like,
yeah, the guy wearing jeans. The pink, what was it, like a pink no shirt guy?
Yeah.
Holding the boom. But
I know.
like, I would love to see some rebels. I would love to see some Starship Cruiser. I don't know what you call them, rebels. They look so beautiful in that blue. Like, I think that blue is like majestic.
That
Like,
uniform is wild, though. Look at that. You imagine showing up to like a wedding in that blue suit with a white belt and the white boots.
But it's so, like Dante was saying, this show is so bringing back Star Wars. Like, it's so just vintage looking in this shot. Just the troopers, the way he's hiding behind, this little wall here is such old trilogy. Right. And then you have this badass character walking in like this. This actually is a scene from Ahsoka, right? I can't wait to see this.
You need to watch it. It's dude. I'm telling you, as soon as you watch the first episode, the opening crawls tells you that this is Star Wars. I mean, I haven't,
Wait, it has scrolls.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ooh.
Very, very good show. So far, I like it. I mean, if you ask me my score so far, I would probably say 9 out of 10 so far. I really like it. I mean, personally, and again, I don't have any background of Rebels. I don't have any background of, Clone Wars or any of that you guys, more than me. And I enjoy the show, and I kind of love the characters as soon as I was watching it. Like, again, first time knowing these characters, and I like that. So yeah, so far so good. This one, I think it's gonna happen. I think this is the one I'm telling you. I can see this version happening of Sabine Wren with the speeder bike that looks freaking sick. With the hair, with the helmet. I think this is gonna happen. I really think that this is gonna be the one that Hot Toys is gonna make.
What's her pinky doing on that handlebar?
It's called class, my friend.
Emergency brake.
Why is she clutching with her pinky?
I don't know.
I'm
Star
Wars.
Curious to know, what the chat thinks about this. I mean, everyone on the chat who's watching, just put a Y, as whether you're gonna see this one particularly happening from Hot Toys. Just put a Y in the chat so we can see how many of you think that this is gonna happen.
I think it'd be a smart idea because it's one of her beginning stages. It's just like Mando. How many Mandos do we get? We can also get multiple variants of these characters because Sabine Wren is I feel like a widely loved character. Just like Mando, like these characters are gonna grow on people, and then they already have a fan base from Rebels, so it's a good idea.
I mean, remember, this is a different outfit, right? She's not wearing the
Mhm.
Mandalorian, armor. So this is, I do think that like the same way they did with Mando, like the OG man, and then the Beskar, and then improving, kind of like moving up,
And it's still sold.
is still sold. But now the thing is that if they're gonna do this one, this could be a good potential. Again, I don't know if it's a long shot for artisan edition with a speeder bike, like with a nice packaging, rooted hair, done like nasty like this.
That is a long shot. But
Yeah, I
just
don't.
regular sculpted hair with a bike, possible.
Yeah, I would prefer this version of her on the bike because I really like this bike. You don't get bikes this colorful, anything this colorful, in Star
Yeah.
Wars, right? So I would prefer this version of her with that helmet and the long hair. But no, I don't think there's no way we're gonna get an artisan for this one. I mean, I wouldn't want an artisan. I think artisan are like reserved for like top tier characters.
I think
At least
artisan
now.
should be their new standard. I mean,
Yeah, it's a new
yeah,
DX.
just the new DX. Given the price point is a little high, but I think they're offering a bit more budget friendly figures than in art, in my opinion. I mean, I totally missed my chance on the artisan freaking Anakin, and that saddens me very, very badly. It really does.
I mean, you were not the only one, really.
Yeah.
A lot of people miss
There's
that.
millions around the world. I only know like 3 people who got it. And I saw one guy, I'm not going to name you, I'm sorry. One guy, he had like 5 monitors, a setup, and all of them was on the Sideshow website. I don't think he got one.
No.
So I hope they do pop up, hey, we got more stock in, because they like to do crap like that, which is totally cool in this thing. But don't be afraid, guys. We might have a Dark Side Annie coming too in the same edition. Artisan. I have troubles with my S's, so I try to avoid that word.
Artesian.
Artesian water.
Yes.
Artisan or artisan?
Artisan.
Artisan.
Damn it, Dante. I was there.
So the first kind of topic of the night is collecting changing or changed already?
It's just battle damaged.
Why?
That's deep.
That's deep.
That's
Why? Let us know. Easy. Why? Why do you think?
personal experience, because I have been in and out, right? Life, not even that, just life alone, busy. That's one thing a lot of people are struggling and going through right now. Pandemic hit us like a nutsack to the face. I mean, a lot of people got affected, a lot of people canceling orders, a lot of people losing not just collectibles, but their, loved ones. So I think this is a very weird time, not to say only just because of Disney and what they're doing and all the backlash they're getting, but also the personal lives of people, I think, is being affected because of so much political stuff going on in the world and, real personal, heavy, deep things going on. So I think that's a whole mix stirred into one pot and making it a very hard time to come out of for a lot of collectors, because these things are expensive. These things are really expensive. We're not Black Series boys here. We're like, look at the statues behind me, Dante, Desi. We got some vintage, honorable looking cool stuff, and they're pricey. And to keep doing that means that I have to stay unhappy and go to work in the morning. So artisan. That's how you say it. Artisan. You look at it like that, artesian. But I just feel like that's what's going on. It's just a mix of personal, mix of the world, mix of like just collectibles in general. And then I feel like I think we're on like a steady climb back up. I don't think there's going to be any dips anymore, unless COVID does come back as predicted in December, which I don't know how we're predicting COVID. But if it does come back on a steady climb, I think we are on that hill. I think we're on that climb because, with Hot Toys innovating the way they are with this Annie, and look how many people missed out on it. How often do we get a pre-order and everyone is like dying? I was like 11,000 in line. I'm like, what? That many people are in line for an Anakin Skywalker. Just one figure, not a Hot Toys in general. One figure, So that gives me an idea, what's going on. Hot Toys is seeing all these things come back. Sideshow is realizing that pre-orders are a thing again. And we can't even keep this shit in stock. So I think we're on that climb back up. Like the Lightsabers song, The Climb is the Climb. We're that right now. I think that's us.
But going back to your point about the 11,000 people, that could be misleading as well because many people were having like multiple devices waiting
5
online.
monitors.
So I don't think that 11,000 is 11,000 unique people. I think it was more than multiple, like a person going through three,
to me,
four
that's still a collector.
devices.
If you're the 5-screen guy, you're still the collector. You're still that guy pushing in.
And some of them got it for flipping just to flip the figure too.
The point is it's sold out.
The point is sold out, right? Yeah. So, I think it's a good point. I think it's a good point. What do you think, Desi? Since you've been, you're part of the OG family. I mean, we've been together for a long time, doing shows, and we've seen pretty much everything from like a lot of things in stock for a long time to, high prices, low prices, pandemic. What are your thoughts on this? Is collecting changing or you already changed?
I don't think it's changing. I just think, as I've said like many times, everything comes in waves, right? And everything Easy said was correct. Like going into the pandemic, coming out of the pandemic, right? And now look at what happened again, referencing the artisan figures. It's sold out because it was limited. We've been saying for a long time, a lot of people have been saying, like, look, they're clearly, it's obvious they overproduced, right? Everything's in stock and everything is selling for below MSRP. Like, you got to control, you got to balance out your stock. This is the other extreme, right? But you've got to have a good balance, right? So you have to have a balance. So more or less, you got to target, hey, we're going to announce a figure. It should sell out after a month of being in stock. That's average, right? But then we're also going to have these highly limited runs where it's a lottery system. But then maybe they should also get, hey, you know what? Let's always have a stormtrooper, a basic stormtrooper in stock. It sells out, we restock it, right? Because it's a stormtrooper and everybody wants a stormtrooper. Sell it for $150, right? So they've got to balance it out. And has it changed? Again, it's just in waves. And I think it's good for everyone. For the collector that's been around for a while and plans to stick around, this is your chance to get figures that you might have missed for cheap. For a new collector, same thing. Like you're just getting into it, but there's your chance to get figures for cheap, right? But maybe if you were kind of just dipping your foot in the water, you're testing it out, maybe it's looking bad for you, right? Because now you want to get out and you're going to lose a lot of money.
Mm-hmm. And that's the toughest part too. And I want to address this comment here. Definitely a year ago, we all hated red hair. And now, thanks to Inart, people like it again magically. Mm-hmm. That's another thing. There's a reaction to this, right? When Inart came on board, we knew, even though people said, no, nothing's going to happen. Hot Toys don't care. They're not looking. They are. It's a company coming in, with limited amount of licenses, limited amount of characters, but that at the same time gives them the freedom of doing this handful of licenses to the best of their abilities and make something really good that is gonna blow your mind. That people are gonna get crazy. Like the Joker, for example. Even though we have some issues with the Joker, some people experience more issues than others. Still, the figure's a solid freaking figure. Quality-wise, it's really good. So it's not like crap. You know what I mean? So again, that's what we saw. So Hot Toys did something that they should have done a long time ago, but they didn't. but they only did it because Inner did it, which is a Joker. We didn't need another Joker, really, but they kind of say, listen, Inner did it. I'm going to show you how this is done in a licensed way for other countries, right?
I'm pretty sure I said it before. Hot Toys, you need competition to innovate. Anybody in anywhere, you need competition to innovate. And this is the time. This is why also, if it wasn't for InArt, I gotta respect InArt for what they, what they brought to the table. They really put Hot Toys on a limb and, was like, you're about to get, about to walk the plank. And here now they're coming up head to head. Hot Toys just releasing their Joker now at kind of more of a better price. And I love the way that Hot Toys is, making their figures not as expensive and more budget friendly per se for being rooted hair and all the DX features it has. I think it's pretty budget friendly. Because if you do look in the aftermarket, they're charging like $3,000 for some of these Joker 1/6 sculpts. And that makes no sense when you can pay $4,000 for a life-size guy.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. But Hot Toys, I think if they keep that price range, I think we're gonna see that climb again with collectors, and especially OG collectors. I'm like ourselves. We're gonna start getting back in the game because we see stuff that we have wanted for so long. Mm-hmm. Like Anakin, that figure is damn near perfect. That's why I wanted it so bad. It's only missing real leather. Now that's another price hike. Am I willing to pay that? For me, yes. That will pull a collector like me, which I've gone almost fully statues because Hot Toys could not, get the out of me. And I said, well, I'm going to be stupid, spend more money. But there's figures like Anakin that, man, if they can just give him some real leather, they can charge me 600 plus, almost 700. I might still bite the bullet on it. It just that's how you can see that. For me, that's how I can see the climb is happening because I'm still like Hot Toys making me horny. Then yeah, I'm back in for that.
One of the reasons why I wanted to go into statues is because obviously the amount of detail. I really wanted to experience having a statue, right? And then when I started, when I got my first statue, I wanted to get another one, but because it is very pricey and I don't have a lot of space, I'm more limited of what can I get. Right? I cannot order every single thing, even though I would love to, but I don't have a space, right, to display unless I have a huge house or huge place to display. Then I might, I don't know, but whatever, And when I was comparing, again, I know there's no point to compare Hot Toys versus statue. I know that, guys. I know that. Don't kill me on that. I know it's two different things. I know. But what I'm saying is that, I wanted to keep both. I wanted to have Hot Toys and I wanted to have statues because there's characters that I want to have, in Hot Toys that maybe I don't want to have in a statue form and vice versa. Or maybe I want to have same characters in both statue and figure, which I do. I have the Joker in statue and the Joker in 6-scale figure. Same thing's going to happen with Batman. Same thing's going to happen with Alien, with Ripley. Because that's what I wanted, right? Now, I have SS figures for Dragon Ball Z. Now I have statues for Dragon Ball because I love Dragon Ball. So I wanted to have the best of both worlds. And when Inart came into play, Hot Toys was kind of like shaked. He was like, oh shit, look at this company coming, communicating a bit more than we do, yeah, maybe taking a bit longer than normal, but again, they means they don't have a lot of licenses to work at the same time for 1/6 scale, so they can deliver quicker than Hot Toys, in regards to that. Now, one thing that I can see Hot Toys changing in the future is probably the delivery time. Maybe we're not gonna wait a year or a year and a half to get a figure. Maybe it's gonna start, making sooner for certain characters, of course, right? So that's another thing, but that takes planning, that takes, logistics, takes a bunch of things together to make that happen. It's not easy to release a figure within a few months, especially if you're gonna go like high end, right? Like now with this artisan edition that they want to do. So and again, we've seen a lot of changes, but also at the same time, I see that a lot of collectors left the hobby. because they got frustrated. They got frustrated to see too many options, too many versions of the same character. They kind of like low the value on their figures that they got before. I think something that hurt the market or hurt the collecting in general was number one, the reissues, right? It's good and bad, I think. For all collectors, we probably don't care. For new collectors, they will love it. But for collectors that are kind of getting into the hobby, they've been there for like maybe a couple of years. They kind of feel like, oh shit, I got something that I bought, let's say, for $500 because it was sold out. Now Hatos is reissuing one in less than 4 or 5 years. That kind of kills the mood. So what did they do instead? 2.0s, which I think we discussed this in many shows before. If they're gonna do if you want to label something as a reissue, you're gonna start seeing collectors leaving. They don't want to see a reissue of the same figure because it's kind of losing the value. But if you do a 2.0 and you add something extra, a weapon, a base, a head sculpt or something, hair, instead of doing sculpted, you do rooted hair, it's gonna be a totally complete figure. So you can have both versions and it will add value to it, right?
Yep.
And that's something that they've been doing a lot. Vehicles. In the past, really rare to see vehicles. Now, speeder bikes left and right, Batmobiles, the Bat
DeLorean
cycles,
right behind you.
DeLorean, and we're gonna continue seeing this. Now we saw the Sand Trooper and the
Oh yeah, the dewback.
Dewback.
Yep.
That's another. I mean, I know it's not a vehicle, but it's kind of considered one. It's huge.
Yeah,
Same
it
thing with the Blurk, right?
Yeah.
That's the pattern. We're seeing how tools changing. Now, one quarter scales. Remember that we had a show many months ago talking about one quarter scales. Is that going to be a thing? No, I don't think so. Boom. Quarter scales. A lot of quarter scales
Iron
happening.
Man, I never thought they'd release that Mark IV. What's it, the Mark IV, right?
Yeah.
The
And
gold
they
one?
released that thing in Mark IV, the big one, right? Yeah.
Yeah. A lot of things are, I think have changed. Whether it's for the good or the bad, we don't know. I think it's still too early to tell. I think so. I think it's too early to tell. But I think we're going to the, like James said, to the old ways, to the old days when you used to pre-order something and then was gone, or in stock and then gone within a few months, a couple months, like Desi also mentioned. I think that's what we want to see. But again, with the artisan edition, opens doors for another tier, which clearly is going to be another tier. Number one, and number two, more 2.0s, right? With rooted hair for those main characters like Luke Skywalker. I think we're gonna see a Luke Skywalker rooted hair at one point.
Yeah. I think we will. But like this is a great 2.0 way, right? Because now the new Anakin, the new Joker, they're really limited. So if you've got the old one, there's still some worth there, right? You can still sell it, you can still keep it. If you don't care about the value. That's great, but it still has some value. Because the new one might be exponentially more valuable, right? But yours still has some value, probably still, its original MSRP.
Should collectors worry about value?
I do, very much so. I mean, this is not an investment. We're not talking investment. We're just talking value. I'm not looking to make money. I'd like to think
if you spend money, there would be a sensible part of every person to say, I want my money well spent.
Yeah.
Not, how do you feel if you go to just like right now, how do you feel you go buy a bunch of groceries and all you get was a little, a few bags and you spent $150? I'm pissed.
Yeah.
Oh, if you don't like it, you don't have to buy it. Well, that pisses me off too. Now I'm stuck between, this or that. I think that value is a very matterable thing in this. A lot of people don't think so. I'm not collecting. I'm collecting because I love it until, price point differentiates and you start seeing that your figure that you valued very highly is just, nothing.
Yeah.
Oh,
sorry. No, go ahead. I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, I'm gone. I left.
Oh. I know. I was just going to say, to your point where people say, well, if the value doesn't matter, it's like, and if you care about value, you don't care about the figure. It's like that's two extremes, right? And only Siths deal in extremes.
Mhm.
But that's not the point. My point is, look, you got to look at it. It's like I care about value because I care about collecting. If I buy a figure and then it goes down by 40%, 30% value the next month, what I'm thinking is, man, I could have bought it this month, and then I had that 30% that could go to another figure.
That's
Damn it. So now I'm not going to pre-order. I'm just going to wait so that I can buy more figures because everything's going to be discounted.
exactly.
Right? So that's why I don't want my
that-
figures to lose money, because I could have spent that money on other figures, right? Not because I'm getting on and I just care about value.
Right, and the amount of money they're going to, which is very low, which a lot of these figures are low prices now. We could have got like a lot of figures with that money saved. So there goes the value chart. Like Desi perfectly nailed it right on the head. I feel like that's perfect explanation of how value works in our collection. I think that's all you need to know. Like, we should not talk about anything else. That's all you need to know right there. Like what Desi said. That's exactly what it is.
Right. Don't see this as an investment, because it is not an investment. Like, but at the same time, like you said it, easy, if you're gonna put money into something, at least you want to make sure that it's worth what you paid, right? Instead of buying something. Let's say I bought this statue for $3,000, and then they did a reshoot 2.0, 3.0, 4.0, 5.0, and now this thing is worth like 1,000.
And that thing's weightless.
I know it's well listed. This is a
Yeah.
deluxe,
Yeah.
so you know what I mean? So those are the things that I always mention, and many people might agree or disagree, and it's okay. I mean, everyone has their own point of view, and we obviously respect that. We just kind of share what we think, what I think as a collector. I always like, when I spend something, I want to spend money on something, I always take a look at the value. I don't want to buy something that is $300 and tomorrow is going to be worth 100, because when you collect high-end collectibles, it's because it's pricey, right? It's not low-end collectibles. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
Not everybody can get them.
so
And that's a special.
and that's
piece of that.
another thing. Like, I can see, I see that we see too many collectors now. Before, it was not too many collectors. It was, I mean, there were a lot of collectors in the past, but now I feel like it's triple the size. Everyone now can collect, basically, right? So it becomes too popular, right? And again, nothing wrong with that, but I if I'm gonna collect something, I want to collect something that is kind of like unique, and not too many people will have it. You know what I mean? Because that's
Yeah.
kind of like again, how I think collecting should work, right? That's why I wanted to try statues. Again, we can see multiple versions of statues as well that can be sitting in the shelf for a long time, but then are those who are limited runs with a number edition that they don't get reissued, right? Like, for example, this one, right? So then you can kind of say, oh shit, I know not too many people's gonna have this, because now it's already waitlisted, sold out already. And it's gonna get difficult to get over the years, because they're probably gonna be another version, but not exactly the same one. Different variation of the character, but not exactly the same one. So that's another thing. Now, with the artisan edition, with the 3,000 or 4,000 limit size or whatever, I throw this question, the live stream I did last week: should Hot Toys actually number them and say, okay, this is your Anakin Skywalker. Okay, this is gonna be your number 5 out of 3,000, for example. Do you think Hot Toys should do that?
Yes.
Why?
That exclusivity you see all day long in statue world. The exclusivity of numbers makes people feel special. I feel like it gives another point of value. I see it as, exclusivity as well. Like, you're not going to make any more. Like, this is a run. And this is what collectibles should be, as it were before, is a limited run of figures, which means once it's out, that's it. And I mean, yeah, 2.0s are cool and all. That's fine and dandy for the next time. But once, I don't want any reissues. Once I buy it, I know that's our little special time, So that I feel like that would be. I feel like they should do that. Have they released how many Anakins they're going to be shipping out?
4,000.
4,000, right? No, 3,000.
No, 3,000. It was 4,000 for the Joker,
Joker
and
was
3
4,000,
for. Yeah.
3,000 figures, and it sold out so fast.
Right.
Yeah, it's not, Remember when 3,000 was a really high edition number for statues? That was like, oh my God, 3,000. I'm not even going to get it. Remember that? Like now it's like, every statue is 3,000 or more.
Yeah, like that Vader statue, Dante. This is a good story. We canceled that. Why? They made, I think, 11,000 of that Vader statue. And I immediately upon hearing that, I canceled my order. I can't even get to explain why. Desi will probably know exactly why he pulled it out of my mouth, but I don't even know why. When I heard 11,000 in the statue, it was no longer part of my importance and priorities. I got a statue right here, this Prime 1 Predator Assassin, whatever. His edition size for his bundle was like 30. I love that. I don't know why, but
it's awesome. It's exclusive. It's a little bit more exclusive,
That makes me feel happy inside. And even for those Anakin people who grabbed Anakin, I'm pissed that I didn't get one. And then at the same time, I'm glad for the people who got one. This is what the race is about, This is what the pre-orders are there for. This is what the Hot Toys collecting, like the old days, what James was talking about. Like if we can get back into our old days of selling our old collection to fund new figures, if we can get back into that rotation in a healthy economy of figures, that'd be awesome. Like all those figures you got in the back, Dante or Desi, if you can sell them for like, sometimes they're $100 to $200 over value, and not the figures we've been getting like, oh, we're now trying to push $250 for $150, getting no money in return, and then having to buy the next one. It's very depreciating and it hurts and financially too.
Yeah.
I wish we can get back into that.
And I think from the exclusivity part, I think a lot of people who don't like it, it seems like when they get almost like attacked or feel attacked when you say, I like exclusivity. And like, I want to make it clear that when I say I like something to be exclusive, it doesn't mean that I don't want you to get it and I have it. Like I didn't get the Anakin. That's cool. I'm happy. I got the Joker. You get some, you win some, you lose some, right? That's how exclusivity works. You're not going to get them all, but it's when somebody else gets it, I feel happy. Like I know a few people that got the Anakin. I feel happy. Yeah. Like I feel happy for them. Like
I feel glad for the people who got Annie. Like I'm like,
that's cool, man.
Awesome.
I'll get the next one.
Yeah, and then when Hot Toys does a reissue, I'm like, I'm pissed. Oh, but you're pissed at people getting a chance at the figure again. No, I'm not. I'm not pissed at that. I'm pissed at Hot Toys playing us.
Yeah.
That's stupid to me. That's that's demising, like just devaluing its collectors. Not even just the collectibles, just the collectors itself is getting shot down.
Yeah. I mean, it's good for the people who got it. I mean, again, some of the people that we were doing the live stream, actually, none of us got it, but actually, one person got it. Costa got it. So it wasn't that easy to get, and we were there. I mean, yeah, it was. I think overall, I think the experience was good. Was it perfect? Obviously not, but it was, to me, I think it was good. It was acceptable. Was decent. Could it be better? I think so. I think there's room for improvement.
Yeah, I think Sideshow gave us a fair chance for one of the first kind of like rare occasions. I think they gave us a fair chance. If you get in, you're in line. You wait. This is the timing. Blah blah blah. Anybody can get in. Here it is. Sold out. I think that was fair.
Right.
I think that was fair.
Right.
It seemed fair, and I didn't get the Anakin. It didn't seem to matter what your internet connection was. Right? Like if you were fast or slow, like as long as you were there before, like 2 minutes before, random number.
And you can close your browser. I closed my browser and pop back, not the closed browser, but when you go home on your phone or something. I came back on and I'm still in line.
You're still in line, yeah.
Yeah.
So that was good. Many people like me, I was number 200 at one point, and then was redirected to the main page. I couldn't even get the figure, but there was a little word at the bottom that you can click on the link, and then it will prop you to the figure. I didn't know that, I guess, because I was just too rushed doing it. So many people had that issue. So, but overall, I think the experience was better. I think if you compare this one with the Joker, I think Joker was smoother. And again, because Joker had more, like another person said before, many people got the inner Joker already, the rooted hair. I don't have the rooted hair Joker. I have the sculpted one because I didn't want to pay $1,000 for it, like more than $1,000 for it. Yes, it's 2 figures. This one is less. It's half the price. So, but I got the rooted hair Joker now. So now I have both the sculpted and rooted.
Did the
And
Joker run out?
the rooted, yeah, the sculpted, I think.
Yeah, it's sold out. It's waitlisted.
Well,
That's
Waitlisted.
still
Waitlisted.
fascinating. That's even more fascinating to me that Anakin sells out. Cool beans. I mean, I expect that. But to see that Joker sells out, one of the most saturated figures ever in any industry, I feel like any company, I think it's just the Joker. And he sells out. To me, that's good news, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. And I think people were waiting on Hot Toys to answer in art. Again, great competition is good.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then everybody's been waiting. I was waiting, right? I'm still, hopefully I get the in art one next week, one of the last ones. But I also ordered the Joker one, right? I'm sorry, the Hot Toys one, because I'm interested. That's one of my favorite characters. So I'm interested in having the first in art 1/6 figure ever released, regardless of anything. I want to have that one.
Mhm.
And I had DX01. I bought it when it was released. I had DX11. I sold them.
What's the
So-
DX01?
Joker, Heath Ledger.
Heath Ledger Joker.
Yeah. So I had that when it was released. So I had 11. I sold 11, and now I'll have the latest one, which is their first artisan. It's
Mhm.
technically Joker.
Right. Yeah, that's true.
Their first DX, their first artisan.
This
Mhm.
man playing the vintage card, like I got the first Charizard.
Yeah, right.
Things are valuable now.
You will not be here now. You will not be here now. Yeah, so it is, every time that I talk about collecting, people ask me, hey, how do you start? I mean, do you have any advice or any tips, whatever? And I said, well, don't do what I did when I started, that I just bought out of impulse without even researching, just was buying, using cards, buying,
Yeah.
using my
People
cards.
say buy what you love. Yeah, you buy what you love and you go broke.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love everything.
Exactly. I love everything. Buy what you can. So just have a budget. For example, when I buy figures now, I don't use the spreadsheets anymore because I already know what I got. I already know what I order. Like there's a point that you already know what you expect. You already set money aside, so you already know what's gonna happen. And I have everything. So the way I do it is I link everything to my card on purpose, because one thing I learned working in the banking industry, if your card gets compromised and you get charged for money or whatever, if you use your debit card, you're gonna fight to hell to get your money back. It's difficult because it's cash.
Yep.
But if you use a credit card, the bank is gonna give you the money back right fucking way, because it's their money that they're using. Not gonna lose. So
Mhm.
every time that I buy overseas, or only when I when I buy through Josh, that I know him, I pay him like sell whatever. But any other sideshow overseas or whatever, always use my credit card. Always use my credit card, because I don't. Worst things happen, I want to be safe, right? But I already have the money saved for that. Plus, I'm making points, so I get some extra money out of it. So when I get accumulating money, then I use that money towards something that I want to buy, and I have, I get kind of like a free figure every now and then, because I use my cards that get cashbacks and points.
You heard
know.
it from Dante. If you
So-
want to collect, use your credit card. I'm $50,000 in credit card debt.
But I got the points.
No,
Sky
but,
Miles.
but let me be clear. I have 3 different accounts, 3 different checking accounts, because I put money.
Somebody's got too much money.
No, dude, I have to play around with. I don't. For example, the money that I use for collecting is not the same account that I use for my personal stuff, my mortgage, my insurance, things like that. Those 2 separate accounts. Those I don't touch
support.
my money there. Child support for 20 kids. Then I have my spare collecting account, right? That money comes in and out. That checking account sometimes has like $1 there, because I play around with the money. I buy, sell, moving around, right? And then I have my cards on my sideshow account. So when I buy something, I use my credit card. But then if I put a deposit or paid off the figure, I just pay from my spare checking account. So I paid it off. So I paid it off all the time. It's kind of like using cash, really. But I'm not using cash. I'm just making more points, so I get more money.
You know,
So I
I
got
hate
points in
cards like
Sideshow.
that.
I get points on my card. I just play around with it. Now that I'm doing statues, right? Now when I do statues, what I do is if I, for example, the alien big shop that I ordered like last year, I'm almost by next month I probably paid off already. I didn't pay Josh anything yet because I have the money set aside. But that's my savings that I have, my spare savings that I have to where I put that money there. You know what I mean? So I play around with that. But I guess over time you get disciplined. Over time you get disciplined, you don't get impulse. And if I sell something, I don't care about budgeting then. If I sell something, I just buy something that I want. I don't care about how I'm gonna pay because I have the money right there for that particular thing. So I play around with that. So that's what I did when I went into statues. I sold a lot of my figures, but some of the figures that I sold, I lost money. In some of them, I made my money back. Some of them I sold as a bundle, so I can just at least get something back. But I lost a lot of money when selling my figures too. Because the prices were horrible. I still have like 3 figures left that I haven't sold yet. I have the Stanley Ragnarok. Like I'm selling for like $100.
Go ahead
And
and bury that in your backyard.
I have the 9 Monkey that I'm selling for $150 chipped, and there's the deluxe version. So if you guys want it, just let me know. So, you always play around with your. I like to kind of like play around and move money around.
Yeah. And that Night Monkey, man, like that diorama base, I have that figure.
It's beautiful.
It's freaking awesome with the light up base. But man, to see that go for 150, and that's what it's going for, right? Like we can't get more than 150 for that figure, I think.
Yeah.
Man, it's like that's sad. Like they made way too much. Anyways.
I always think of that base as orange chicken.
Yes. That's a good point.
So shout out to the everyday collector, and I saw Brother Cousins too. Shout out to you, my friend. He said sold out in 31 minutes, the Anakin. It was about right. It was about right.
Cool. There'll be another one.
Brother Kasich in the house. What's up, my friend? Thank you for stopping by. Let's see what else we have here. When is Sabine coming out, boys? So we don't know. We actually were talking about it at the beginning of the show. And I think within a week or two.
That's my guess. You know what my question is? When is the next Artisan figure coming out? Not what it is, when are they going to release it? Because it obviously did good.
It's fun to see now. It's like, I wonder what's next.
Yeah.
Anyone want my neon text?
If you pay me, I'll take it.
Dilo in the house. What's up,
Next
Dilo?
question.
What is the figure? What is the most? Oh, maybe we're gonna say this. What is the figure that value depreciated the most in this kind of wave of buying and selling period?
Isn't technically the answer to that either the Stan Lee that you're just talking about or the Captain Marvel? Because I think Sideshow did like a few weeks ago was like literally, please take it. They'll give it to you for free depending on a code. Like literally, that's what I heard. Maybe I heard.
I
wrong.
think those were the two. That those were the two that the value is like. If like even like I remember that I put that figure for like $120, and then I lowered it to $100, and still nobody wants it. I'm like, fuck, I just want to like sell that shit, And I think I paid retail for that one.
And you're gonna take your hits, right? Like even if you, that's fine. Like I'm not. As long as everything averages out and keeps some kind of value, you're gonna have your positives and your negatives.
Yeah, it's always and again, it was not meant to be or the selling figures was not meant for me leaving the hobby or anything like that. It was because I wanted to get something new and get those figures out of the way.
It's just being economically smart. I think if you're super loaded, if you have all the money in the world, yes, keep all your figures. If you don't, if you don't care for the clutter, yes, keep all your figures. But like Dante said, we were very mindful of our financial situations or our space. I mean, Desi, what happened with your statues? Why? Explain the box
It's
situation.
the empty boxes. Like I'm paying for storage to keep empty boxes, and then the price for the storage place keeps going up every month.
That's
It's
their
it's
schemes. I've been through that.
it's very smart, right?
Yeah, you're
But
right
it's
now.
ridiculous. Like I'm paying for storage for empty boxes, right? So I started eliminating old statues, and when I look at them, I'm like, I loved it, but now I'm kind of over it. They're kind of old. So I sold them, and most of them I sold them like at at their original value, a little bit more. In some cases, like 5-10% less, but it averaged out. It's great. Now I've got a little
Right,
bit more
right,
space. Had to make
right,
space for the snow speeder, right? So
right. You don't have to pay for storage anymore.
that's a plus.
That's a plus. Yeah,
That's
a
an
plus.
extra Hot Toys figure a month, right? So
Exactly, dude. I'm telling you.
Imagine that.
And another thing as well is sometimes is it worth to have a bigger place or bigger space to display your figures? So it's better to have a smaller one so you can kind of like limit yourself a little bit, because sometimes when you can buy stuff, you can expand really quick if you have a bigger space, because you already know that you have the space to display, the space to storage. But if you have a small space, or not like this is very small, but maybe like a mid-sized space that you can manage, you can still like save some money. And let me tell you, one thing that I learned in the past few years is that, I mean, I learned from a long time ago, but you need to have a freaking vacation, and you need to get out, you need to travel. Yes, as much as we love collectibles, as much as we love statues, figures, and all that, I'd rather not buy something and then just go travel somewhere and get the memories and get the experience new things. And
I need to learn
sometimes
from you, Dante. I need to learn from you. I
I travel
it's gonna be
every
okay.
single year.
Oh, okay.
I'll travel every single year, at least once, most likely twice a year, every
You
year.
liar.
I
You've been
have
like 4 vacations in the last 4
but I'm telling you, like, that's the best thing. And yeah, sometimes I decide not to buy stuff just because I want to have a vacation. I want to travel. I want to like, see new places. But again, every person is different. Some people don't like it. Some people, maybe some people can do both at once, which is 100% fine too. Me personally, I like to go all in when I go on vacation. I'm not cheap when I go to vacation, because I want to vacation, like you want to like be treated like the
feel good.
king,
Right.
feel good, right? And I think there's nothing wrong with that, you know. And that's something that I do, But now at the same time, if you think about it, like somebody mentioned on the chat, like sometimes even figures that are well listed are still going from a pretty like retail, like not even like super high in price, and that's another thing. So, and again, it's too early to tell anyways, because as Easy mentioned, we're still going up, and I don't think we're gonna go down again unless there's another pandemic, which probably is gonna happen in another few years, maybe, I don't know. But if we
Next
get steady,
December.
if we get like in the flat line, and you pre-ordered on time, or you make a decision whether you want to get that figure away for the next version, which chances are that we're probably going to have a next version. So I think the prices are going to continue to be same. Secondary market is not going too crazy either. Some of them are a bit pricey than others, especially the older figures are still good commodity right now, very pricey. But the newer or moderate new figures are still in a good decent price range. So you know
Agreed.
Like that one Hot Toys Angelina Jolie, like who's gonna buy that? Anybody remember what's that?
Oh, Athena,
Eternals,
yeah.
right?
Eternals. Yeah.
Eternals. Like who buys that stuff? That's the time of Hot Toys. Like, what are you doing? And that's when we were.
That might have been some kind of license agreement, like, oh, you got to put out one figure from this movie.
Think so?
I think so. Like, it doesn't make any sense.
Doesn't make any sense.
Like, I don't think anybody there in their right mind would have been like, yeah, that IP, that's the one we want. Like,
and I'm
no,
like,
I figure it's got to be like, hey, you got to put out one figure if you want these other licenses.
yeah,
I could be wrong, but
it was so weird. I just saw it and I'm like, who?
That's a good comment right here. I got my mojo cases mapped out. Max room for 150 figures. We'll need to start selling or rotating after that.
150
Good plan.
figures.
Good plan. Yep.
Then what is the right amount of figures now? Because many people think, oh, because I have like 1,000 figures, oh yeah, I'm a collector. You're not, because you have only 10. I'm like, no, it doesn't work like that. As soon as you collect one figure, you're a collector, my friend. Welcome to the collecting world. Doesn't matter how many you have.
It's all
1,000, 50, 80, 90, whatever. One, it's fine. You're a collector. Welcome to the collector.
We're all adults here. We're not children. So we're not gonna. I remember when I was early in, Dante, you know this, early in the YouTube world, there's so many toxic people like, you can't tell me this. I'm not telling you nothing. I'm just sharing my opinions. But everybody thought like, oh, if you don't have a huge collection, you're not a collector. Or if you don't have a certain, figure, you don't even have that figure. Like, how are you even like living right now? I think we're all past that. We're all like on that, the climb as we were talking about. I think we're past all the toxicity. I think we're getting our belts and boots back on and going for a G.I. Joe moment with this artesian water hot toys. Artisan. Nah.
This fucking guy. But it's true. I mean, like I feel like we evolved as collectors, and I think that's a normal way, a normal path, I guess, to evolve as a collector. Like you get more mature. You don't get sidetracked so easily. You don't get the peer pressure as before that you want to get that figure because everyone has the figure. You get to the point that, I mean, if you notice, guys, I mean, I do reviews, but I do reviews of figures I really want to have. Sometimes I already pre-order the figure, so I have no choice but just do the review, but then just part ways with the figure because there is no room for it, right? I don't want to collect the IP anymore. I just lost interest. That doesn't mean that I hate the figure or not, because chances are I'm going to love the figure anyways, but we don't have that peer pressure that I feel like I had before when I started doing reviews, that I had to have every figure. And then I'm thinking, but I don't know, like sometimes, like, yeah, you can have 3,000 figures, but it's another figure.
And reviewing's hard too, man. Like, you do reviews, not me, but like, you see a lot of reviewers on YouTube for things like cars, right? And for major things like hobbies, watches, things like that. Those reviewers that are main reviewers, they do get the product for free. They have to return it most of the time. Right. But like most like Hot Toys reviewers, they're buying their toys.
We're spending more money than those people reviewing like Lambos.
Yeah. Yes, absolutely. Like there's no way, even if you get a discount, which a lot of people don't, but even if you did, you're still spending money on it.
Yeah.
Like,
Right.
Even if they trashed a Lambo, they'll get in with their dirty shoes. I watch it all the time.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's like $1 million car. And here we go, stepped in mud. And they just plop right in. I'm like, I wish I could do it with my Hot Toys. Plop right in.
I know, right? That you can get. I mean, we used to get good deals from overseas. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I mean, I used to get good deals, not for free. And we wish we fight, but we never got anything free. But then with all this madness with T-Dubs and the resellers, I mean, they're really good resellers. Don't make me wrong; they're really good ones. I mean, like Team Sen is one of them. I think one of the best. Kit Chen is another one. That really, Kit Chen. 1/6 Kit, that very good one as well. I never had an issue, very trustworthy. So those are the type of sellers you want to buy from. Then we have the other ones. Some of them might be okay, some of them might be shady. Some of them you may only get a shipping label and never get a figure. But that's a different story. So always be smart when you buy from that. Just always ask for references. But yeah, I mean, I think we evolved as a collectors, and when people and then we kind of passed the judgment. I guess at one point I didn't want to sell anything because I didn't want to be judged by people, like saying, oh, these people are selling because I know he's leaving collecting, or he hates the collecting, or he needs money or whatever, which it could be fine anyways, right? Because it could be the case.
Or the people whose cat died,
But I want, that's why I wasn't selling at one point. But then I said, fuck it, I'm gonna sell it. I don't want to have the figure anymore. I want to like have room for other things. I want to have statues now. I want to switch up a little bit. I want to do something that I want to do, like, and that's fine. That's fine. So that's something that I really learned from all this experience. Like, I evolved, even though I still do content and try to do at least one video a week. Whether it's a show or reviews. Some weeks may have two reviews or one. You know, I just kind of like, I don't want to have the pressure of putting stuff just for putting stuff, just because I'm competing against someone. And I already passed the competition phase, honestly. You know, not because I gave up, because I don't give up on anything I do. It's just because I felt like, what caused it happened. I mean, I got super fat. I got sick. I didn't spend the time that I wanted with my family, with my kids. Just because I was just concentrating on doing my shows, my reviews. And sometimes you have to kind of wait and say, is this really worth it? I mean, I'm not going to be rich in YouTube, to be honest with you. I mean, some people may, and good for them, but I'm not. That's the reality of it. So I said, why killing myself? Like, why putting that pressure on my shoulders, right? So now I feel like my content is better. I feel like my videos are way better quality than before. It's not rushed. Like, my photography is getting better as well. Like, I feel like now I'm giving more quality rather than quantity. Selecting the figures that I want to put. Evolving. We are all evolving, and I think it's good. Evolving is good.
I want to evolve into a fish.
You still have time. You still have time.
I don't know why this. That was really good. Like, answer.
There's a chance. I'm telling you, there's a chance.
I want to be a fish. You have time.
Take it slow. One scale at a time. Nothing but dad jokes.
Yeah, I know, right? Hold on, I have my thing. Hold on.
Oh, good. That was pretty good. Hey! I feel like I'm an episode of Full House. But DJ, I have an STD. Anyway. Yes.
we have some effects here. But yeah, I mean, it's good. I mean, I think collecting is fun. We change, we evolved. We have more collectors for sure. Many people selling, many people buying. It's a fair game for everyone. I think if you ask me to wrap this up, is this the best time to be a collector? I think it is. And this is the reason why I think it is. Number one, you have options. Something that in the past we only had Hot Toys. Now we have Inord. Now we have third-party companies that are rising quick and really good quality ones.
Yeah, you've
right?
done some reviews.
Options.
I'm like, oh, that's good quality.
Statues. Many competitors now, companies left and right. If you are into Dragon Ball statues, you know there is a 3 billion companies doing really cool Dragon Ball figures.
Are you getting that free by Prime 1?
I already pre-ordered that one, yeah.
The gold or the regular?
No, the regular one.
Regular, yeah. Gold is a little tacky.
Yeah, it looks. I like it, but I'm just gonna need to pick up one. I'm gonna pick up the Dragon Ball Z one.
Yeah.
So I think for the most part, it's a good time to be a collector right now. If you're new, I mean, obviously you can get figures super cheap now, but then it will be another conversation, right? We were talking about value earlier. So if you buy something at $100 and you put it in your shelf, are you really happy with the value of that figure? Because you know that if you want to sell it, you're probably going to sell it cheaper than $100. You know what I mean? That's another recycling question that we're going to go, like the circle of life. So you buy cheap, you sell cheap, basically, right? If you buy, well, it could be also that you buy high, you sell cheap as well, because now the market is a bit, iffy, especially with the older figures,
Yeah.
Hot Toys innovated really, I feel like, with the Batman Armory Bruce Wayne. When he's
with the legs,
when he's standing like this, and it's more of like, I think that's a really good innovation to add to their little arsenal. And that's why I think it's a good time, because there's so many little tweaks and changes Hot Toys went through that makes it so cool. Like, it's varietized compared to what it was just a year or two back. I really like it.
It's good. And there's been competitors in the past in the early 2010s with Metacom and Enterbay, right? But they kind of went, right? And Hot Toys took over. And it's good to see the competition back now with InR 3.0. Valiant Archer mentioned 3.0. That's true, and then the third party as well. So it's good.
It's very good.
Yes.
It's so good.
And also, guys, don't forget to like the video, please. Don't forget to like. Liking is free. Liking is free. Yeah, I mean, I think we are in a better times are gonna happen. So I think collecting in general is getting better. Value definitely, at least to us is important, and again, some people they don't care about the value, and it's fine as well. It's definitely fine. When you spend money on something, it's on you, right? We're not spending that money for you. So if you like it, you don't care about the value, it's fine. Is respect. We respect that. Obviously, we respect that. But us, we always take a look at the value. Do the budgeting thing, plan ahead. Eventually, when you become more experienced with the purchases, I mean, you stop. I stopped using spreadsheets a while ago.
If you need a spreadsheet, you need. I don't know. I just feel like that's like, all right, come on. I need to tell my accountant I have purchased another hot toy.
I had spreadsheets when I had so many pre-orders. Now I don't need it anymore, right? You kind of get used to it. But
yeah. I mean, I had a handful of pre-orders too. I mean, I don't have a lot of pre-orders anyway.
That helps. Now I don't have the spreadsheet. Just same reason.
When's the last time somebody forgot how much money they had in their bank? Oh wait, never mind. Dante. I'm going on vacation.
That's why my figure is minus. That's why my account is minus $100. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
But it's good. I mean, again, sell if you can sell something that you don't want. Try to get as much as you can. Obviously market value wise, right? If you want to sell figures, be ready to get a hit. But also, if you have good figures, Grail figures, be ready to get a nice cut too. So it's kind of like win. You win on some, you lose on some, like Desi said. So I guess that's kind of like the meaning of the story of the show. And that's it for us, guys. Thank you everyone for joining us tonight. It's been awesome to have you guys on the chat. We will do this again next Friday, same time, 8:30 p.m. Eastern time. I'm probably gonna start maybe within the same live stream or something, road to 10,000 subscribers. I'm only 600 subscribers away from 10,000. So, my goal is to get 10,000 before the end of the year. So I hope I can make it. So please, if you're new to the channel, subscribe, hit the like button, watch the reviews. I have a few reviews coming very soon. I have the Amazing Spider-Man 2, Andrew Garfield Spidey coming. So I'm going to do the review next week. Also, I'm going to get the Black Panther. And I'm going to make a nice intro to that one. So stay tuned for that. And a collection tour happening very soon as well. So also stay tuned. Desi, anything you want to share with us before we say goodnight?
I'm working on that video, which is me weathering the Jazz Inc. Snowspeeder. Well, the weathering's done, but there's a lot of footage I got to edit. I hope to have it out sometime next week. If not, it'll be the week after. But that's it. That's the only video coming from my channel. And hopefully you guys enjoy that. Those who might be interested in weathering anything.
And just, to stay crafted, of course.
Yes, please do.
Easy Company Collectibles. That's a very good. Thank you so much for sharing.
Excellent.
That's a good content. We can wait to see all those videos, man.
No, I really do need to make a lot more videos. I have some couple new pieces, as you can see. And I haven't put up any videos in a long time because I just can't quite seem to find a sweet spot in my life to put up a video of myself playing with my weenie.
What, OnlyFans or?
No, just YouTube. I want to see how long it lasts.
Yeah, I know. Or you gotta get banned so
You know, it would be bad if you come back 3 weeks later and it's still on there.
I know.
Oh yeah.
Oh
man.
yeah.
That'd be so cool.
Yeah.
Say, oh man, like,
Either no one cares, no one watch it, or YouTube doesn't give a.
That'd be so cool to have something like that. Is that his ass? Oh my gosh, that's balls.
Oh gosh. But anyway, thank
Why
you
is
everyone
his
for
ball so
watching.
close to his asshole?
That's disgusting.
No, it's not.
That's disgusting.
No, it's not.
You're funny, man. But I kind of love this old OG's style live stream.
Yeah,
But thank
it's
you everyone for
fun.
watching. Don't forget to like. Don't forget to subscribe. And as always, be well and see you around in the next video. Have a
I
good
wanna be
night.
a fish.